Hello everyone. This is Damla Aktikin, and we're here for our solstice gathering. So thank you so much for either joining me live or joining the recording of this. I'm excited to share with you this practice of attuning to the solstice and attuning to what it might mean for you and what it might allow you to deeper experience. Let's start with just taking a deep breath in and coming here to this moment and let it allow you to really feel how it feels to be in your body right now. And I hold the intention of this being a full, beautiful love transmission. Let love be channeled through you, through me, and let us create an intention of love and healing. And I have my beautiful sage here. So I'll just sort of held the intention of clearing myself and then clearing you in the circle, just starting our practice with a centering of our souls in our bodies. So we're here to renew our commitment to loving ourselves, renewing your commitment to loving yourself deeper, better, more in a more attuned way. And what it all comes down to is what we understand today to be. So today is a very, very special day. It's December 21st, and the winter solstice in the upper and northern hemisphere, and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. The way that we can think about it is it's a place and a portal where things change in our reality. And if we're very attuned to it, it gives you an opportunity for transformation. In the Northern Hemisphere, so let's give the example of that. We start with the very long summer days, and then the days get shorter and shorter and shorter. And today, actually on December 21st, we come to the shortest day. And something funny happens there. It seems as if for the next 3 days, the day doesn't get longer. So I was actually finding out that today, that between December 21st and 24th, actually the day does get longer, but in seconds. So for example, today is about 8 hours, 59 minutes long. And then in 3 days, it becomes 9 hours long. And then the day starts to get longer and longer. And of course, in 3 days, as we all know, there is December 24th, the celebration of Christmas, and the return of the birth of the SON. And actually, in ancient Egyptian days, they celebrated 12 days leading up to the December 21st. And they called it the return of the sun, SON, which is Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, and SUN, because Horus is the representation of the young sun in their mythology. So all of this is super interesting to me. But basically, all of this to say, we're in this midpoint of the days getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and then in that like standstill, it's almost like time stops, and we're stepping into a new and different reality. And that reality is literally our bodies are very attuned to the circadian rhythms of the sun and the celestial bodies. So Our bodies are again gradually getting used to a new way of being. So today in particular, December 21st is a portal. It's a portal for switching to another reality. When we go through these time portals, it's important to understand that it's a chance to change your reality through your intention setting. It's a chance to say, okay, I'm here in this moment where I will be living in a completely new reality in just a few hours. And that gives you the opportunity to start again and begin again with a renewed commitment, a renewed intention, and a renewed opportunity for transformation. So that is what we're here for. And when I say renewing your commitment to loving yourself, I don't mean it in the ego way. I don't mean it in the, you know, way of like, I'm going to be the only thing that matters, or even I don't mean it in the sense of we need to continuously improve and evolve and evolve. None of that. Because the other thing today symbolizes is the way the light and dark interact with each other. And if you look at the symbology of that, the light and the dark is very much synonymous with what is hidden to us, the dark, and what is seen to us, the light. And what is hidden to us is the reality underneath the skin, underneath the seeming boundaries of your body. It's dark to us. We don't see it into the body. And that's where your inner children live. And that's where your subconscious patterns live, as well as that's where your potentials of light, transformation, and the sparks of your inner children live. And when I say loving yourself, what I mean is you're able to hold both the light and the dark in love, both your seeming failures and shortcomings and your sparks and magic in love, both your resentments, regrets, as well as seeming successes and what you celebrate in love. And loving yourself is just another way of saying, okay, I'm here in this body. And this body that was gifted to me, this body that my soul chose as the GPS dimensions, like my soul projected my being into the here and now in this particular cell structure, in this particular moment in time through the birth chart. And I'm giving this opportunity to really take care of this being that lives here in my body. So that's what you are here for, to really understand that you are gifted this opportunity to hold everything in love. And the deeper part of that is there are certain things that we don't see in our day-to-day lives. There are certain things that we're not aware of that we are not quite in love with yet. And that's the deeper part. Or there are certain gifts, perhaps, that we haven't, like people tell you, for instance, that you're such a, I don't know, you're such a good friend, or you connect with people so easily. So it might be that there are hidden or shadow or dark parts of you haven't realized and recognized. And on the other side, there might be gifts and beauty and just your awesomeness that you haven't recognized yet. So the deeper self-love simply means becoming aware of what you're not aware of. And here in this beautiful portal, that's the intention that we come in with. Becoming aware of what we haven't been aware of. Putting our attention to what wants to be shown to us by this system, this physical body, this energy body, who knows, who deeply know what's needed in us, by us, for us. So that brings me to the companion sheet that I have for you for today, which is called 100 Things That I Love About Myself. I know it sounds very cheesy and corny, but bear with me here. I will explain what it is that it will bring out and why I would love for you to dive into it. So it's a very simple sheet. It looks like this. It does say on the top, 100 things I love about myself. And then underneath that, it says, I love that I. And I'm going to invite you now. And if you're joining live, you're more than welcome to just put it in the chat. Or you can just grab a pen and paper. You don't have to have this particular printout. It could just be some paper that you have. Or if you don't have that, if you have your phone, you can open up the notes sheet. And you type at the very top, love that I, and then you start to write. And right now for today, we're just going to write 10, the first 10, and then I'll encourage you to continue to write them. And I have a reason for that too. Okay. So why are we doing this? And what are we getting at by this very seemingly easy exercise? So what happens when you start to write a spiritual exercise like this, especially on a particularly powerful day like this, is you're going to meet yourself. You're going to meet yourself, and the first few things that you write, one, two, three, four, are going to be really easy. They're going to be the things you know, that you think about yourself, that you're happy to give to yourself or recognize about yourself easily. And then it gets interesting because the more I'm going to ask you to write, the more you're going to realize where the tension lives, where there might be some resistance to recognizing, where there might be some resistance to even coming up with things that you love about yourself. And that's what we need. That's actually what we need to get us to the inner child self-love healing meditation that I'm going to walk you through today. Because anytime you hit that resistance, that's going to show you the deeper shadow, the deeper darkness that you haven't really felt into yet. And we're going to very safely feel into that. As well as like where you hit that resistance is showing you where you haven't really recognized yourself yet, where you haven't really given yourself the grace and the love and the recognition that you deserve for all these beautiful things that are inherent to you. And the things you love about yourself could be very physical things. Could be, I don't know, your eye color, the way you smile, all those things. It could be emotional. It could be spiritual. Um, it's just, the one thing, the rule of thumb with this is you want to keep it about you. So I don't want you to go off on a tangent about, I love that my living room looks this way. We want to keep it back to your body, back to your life, back to your emotional state, back to your skills, capabilities, abilities, back to just what you are and who you are. So I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to give you a moment or two, maybe about 2 minutes, and you can skip through this if you're watching the recording, or you can simply go through this with me if you're here live. You know what? I'm not even going to say 10. So go ahead and write as many things as you can within the next 2 minutes. And actually, I'm going to mute myself and join you with this exercise. And then we're going to dive into a beautiful and delicious meditation with everything that this exercise brings up. So, talk to you in 2 minutes. So beautiful. So, however much you have written, that's wonderful and beautiful. I'll ask you to go ahead and put your pen and paper or your note app on your phone aside and go ahead and close your eyes for me. Um, One thing that may have happened that would be fun to look back on once we're done here and once you're ready to finish up the 100 things is sometimes there are patterns of things that emerge in the way that you write things or in the way that you're noticing things. Maybe you're noticing more physical things, maybe you're noticing more um, emotional things or more heart-centered things. That would be great to go back and see what things are coming up that are closely related to each other. So that will show you that you're pretty good with self-love in those parts. And then you and me want to look at, okay, what are the parts that aren't quite so populated? Maybe that's the physical, or maybe that's the spiritual, or whatever it is. to see where there might be room for more expansion and more love. With your eyes closed, feel into your body. And I want you to feel into everything that this exercise has been bringing up in you as emotions, as sensations. All the parts of you, all the beauty and all the awesome parts of you that you have been able to tap into. Let them come up in your body. And then all the parts of you that haven't quite come up, that aren't sure that they will be accepted, or all the pieces of resistance that are showing up. Maybe you were able to write a little bit and not as much as you wanted or needed. So feel into all of that and locate them in your body. We're gonna call these parts the more resistant parts or the more hidden parts, the parts that are not quite ready to be seen right now. And that's completely fine. We're not looking to change them, fix them, or bring them to light. We're just gonna call them more the static parts that are just there, that we're not quite sure what to do with, and we're not quite sure how to get in touch with. They may be living in a certain part of your body, or they may be sort of scattered all around, and that's fine too. There's no right or wrong way. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave these parts to be as they are, to be as they are, completely as they are. And all you're going to do is breathe. And your breath is not static. And your breath is moving. And your breath is synonymous with time. Even as we're at the bottom of the curve with regards to daylight, even as we're sort of in a place on this day, on this solstice, where time stands still, and whether you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere, it's a portal. It's a portal to change and transformation. And even through that, your breath is the thing that carries you through this time. Your breath is time. Your breath is always changing. Your breath is always renewing itself. And isn't it funny and interesting and beautiful that all of these static parts that are not ready to be seen, or that are hidden, or that are part of your subconscious realm, that are part of the things that are in between and hiding and constricting some of your inner children, all of those things in your body, when you breathe, you touch them. Because when you breathe, you're getting nourishment to each and every particle and cell of your body, each and every wave of your body. And the part that moves, your breath, time, touches the parts that seemingly don't move. And your breath that moves can be charged with love. With your in breath, take a breath of love in. And with your exhale, let the love go out. And every time you breathe in and out, breathing love in and breathing love out. And suddenly you have a mechanism that can touch all the static parts that can touch and change, all the parts that are seemingly not moving. How can they not move and change when they're touched by your breath? And we're going to do one more thing with the breath. We're going to charge and program it again. And this time you will breathe in acceptance and you will let go of resentments. You will breathe in love. You will let go of guilt and shame. You will breathe in unconditional allowing. You will breathe out whatever needs to be. Breathe it out. As you're breathing, we're going to hold the intention that for this next cycle of the sun, up until the next December 21st, for your breathing to be a reminder of this beautiful intention of self acceptance and self love. As you breathe, you're touching the dark parts that may not be quite ready to be seen or to change. As you're breathing, you're touching all the light parts that are there, but you haven't even discovered your brilliance and beauty yet. All your inner children are waiting for you. And as you're breathing, you're sending acceptance to both of these parts in equal measure, accepting the light, accepting the dark, letting them coexist with each other in the realm of your body. As you're breathing here, imagine yourself as the night sky with a million brilliant stars living in you underneath the skin. As you're breathing, you're letting the stars shine brighter. Inhaling here, exhaling, and letting your body and system know that you will be here for your body and system, your being, no matter what. And that's your renewed commitment to self love. Whether it's through experiencing a crystal healing, whether it's through taking yourself out on a walk, whether it's through drinking your water today, or whether it is just being able to put a hand on your heart and say, I'm here for you. Deeply inhale and exhale. You can pause and stay here in meditation for as long as you need to, or gently open your eyes and come back here. I strongly invite you to come back to your sheet. You'll see that I made some progress on my sheet. And see, now that you renewed your commitment to your loving yourself, accepting yourself fully, all of you, just see how the exercise goes now. Because you just reassured all parts of you that you're here non-judgmentally. So that's going to open up for you to see the hidden places a little bit more, for your system to trust you a little bit more. And as you do this exercise, I want you to give yourself a lot of grace for the times when it doesn't come easily to you, or for the times when it feels like silly or weird, or what is this going to be good for? Just give yourself some grace. And again, breathe into those parts and accept those parts too. And then come back to the exercise again. Because renewing your commitment to loving yourself, it's a journey. And we just did it for this on this beautiful portal day. Um, and your work isn't done. Your work isn't done. You get to come back to this recording. You can re-listen to the meditation. You get to come back to the exercise. You can write down, you keep writing down even more than 100 things. You can come back to the membership and listen to all the beautiful crystal healings, inner child healings, EFT tappings. It's a lifelong journey. And it's important to pause on these portal days, these transformational gateways, and allow yourself to reset your mind, reset where you are, reset how you think about it, um, so that you're just an ally to yourself. Your inner parts don't feel alone. Your inner parts don't feel left alone. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, whether you've been able to join this healing meditation and practice and workshop with me live, or whether you're listening to this later. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for making your healing and renewing your commitment to loving yourself a priority. It's important, it's needed. Um, it's a good practice. It's a good practice to come back to. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Have a wonderful and beautiful year and expansion of the sun ahead. Thank you.